In the future, luxury hotels will be pretty extreme with rooms in the sky, in space, on distant planets, deep beneath the oceans, in virtual reality, and deep in Antarctica. Before you get too excited though, most of them will cost millions. Poland's Deep Water Technologies has one of the most ambitious projects for an underwater hotel in development today. While most underwater hotel concepts have hotels on land with rooms that have underwater access, this is basically a full underwater city. A series of Star Trek-looking discs sit above the waves with helicopter pads available for people to arrive on. Then a long tube leads to the hotel proper beneath the waves, right in the coral reefs. That unbelievable view is really what you're paying for with this one. Imagine laying your head down to sleep with a coral reef in view in the window across from your bed. Sea creatures will float past you as you gently start to dream. What better night's sleep could there possibly be than that? As far as amenities go, this hotel is supposed to come with the works. That includes spas, water sports, guided tours through the reefs, and more. You'll even have access to a 3-person submersible you can use to check everything out. Not to mention the dining options. You just know they'll have the best seafood you've ever eaten. I mean, they'd have to. The hotel is still in the conceptual phase, so we don't quite know how expensive it will be to build or how much you'll have to spend to get a room. What we do know is that there are 20 specially designed rooms, with each offering a special experience under the water. The hotel will also feature deep diving courses for incentives for patrons to get the most out of their stay. Honestly though, I'm probably going to be sticking with that cool submersible. Sky Cruise is a giant nuclear-powered airplane hotel that will never land. Not only will it basically be a flying city, but it will be one of the biggest hotels operating in the entire world. They estimate that this plane will be able to hold 5,000 guests. Compare this to the 7,351 guests that can book rooms at the current largest hotel in the world, the First World Hotel in Malaysia. Like any good futuristic technology, the plane is expected to have absolutely no carbon emissions. That's because it will be powered by 20 electric engines that will allow it to remain in the air for years at a time. Of course, this would be dependent on a lot of technological advancement. That's why the estimate for when this would take off would be sometime in the 2040s, when this tech would be hypothetically possible. It would feature an advanced AI capable of reading weather patterns and making complex adjustments to ensure the smoothest flight possible. I'm sure the programmers have worked hard to make sure they don't accidentally build the evil AI pilot from Wall-E. This would likely be a pretty expensive vacation in the clouds. I mean, you'd have to book a special commercial flight that would fly up to the Sky Cruise and land on the larger plane. There's no way a room here could be less than $1 million. While I definitely believe in this idea, a great deal of people on the internet weren't nearly as impressed. For instance, one said that it would be a great idea if physics and aerodynamics did not exist. Oof. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are pushing the space tourism industry so hard that hotel futurists are already working on several different hotels in space that you may be able to get a room in a lot sooner than you'd think. The company Orbital Assembly is the frontrunner when it comes to the hotel space race. They've announced their intention to create a space station hotel that could open as early as 2025. They're launching 2 space stations into space with the intention of creating a society in space made up of workers, scientists, tourists, and whoever else can score a ride above the atmosphere. They specifically said that they want to create a marketplace in space that pushes economic advancement beyond the clouds. Voyager Station and the slightly smaller Pioneer Station are both in active development as I speak. Both are designed to resemble enormous wheels that spin as they revolve around the Earth. While the center of the stations won't have any gravity, allowing everyone to float weightlessly like those on the International Space Station right now, the further along the station you go, the more you should be able to feel gravity beneath your feet. Designs for the hotel show people walking around just like if the hotel was is down here on Earth. This is all theoretical right now, but artificial gravity might not be science fiction much longer. While no 5-star hotel is cheap to build, this one is ridiculously expensive. It's been quoted to cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 billion to get a space hotel into orbit and ready for guests. Right now, funding isn't the only hurdle they have to jump over. The biggest problem with a hotel like this is safety. Accidents in space for people who aren't highly trained astronauts are inevitable, not to mention the radiation concerns for the employees who will be staying there year-round. As cool as this hotel in space might be, it's definitely not one everyone would be able to afford. They have said that it will cost over $5 million for a stay as long as 3.5 days. In what seems like another era altogether, Russia was once planning to open a nuclear-powered underground hotel on the moon way back in 2019. Their planned resort, which they called Patron Moon, promised to be the ultimate getaway for tourists with a passion for space. The plan was that Russia's new super heavy rockets would carry the base to the moon. It would then touch down and automatically dig itself into the surface. Its 130-foot hole will serve as protection from the incredibly dangerous radiation on the lunar surface. The 3 habitat modules will unfold and will be ready for customers. Each guest will have a 10-meter cabin, but don't expect a great view. All you'll be able to see from your window would be underground moon rocks. It sounds kind of like a cramped room underground that might as well still be on Earth for all you'll be able to do there. It's not like it's going to feature a pool, a 5-star restaurant, or a guided tour to the moon's American flag for obvious reasons. This could be a pretty rough vacation for an estimated price of around $30 million. What's truly ridiculous about this plan was their timetable. They expected the hotel to be open for business by the year 2028. This is insane because no one has even stepped foot on the moon since 1972. The other thing about their plans is the price they claimed it would cost to build the hotel. They actually said it would only run them somewhere in the neighborhood of $462 million. Compare that to the $200 billion price tag for the last one, and this is definitely quite the low estimate. Obviously, this project is in major jeopardy right now. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has definitely put the country's efforts to become hotel owners in space on the back burner. SpaceX is trying to put a city on Mars within the next 50 years or so. That means a hotel on Mars won't be long after. There's one concept for what Elon Musk's Red Planet Hotel might look like that is absolutely ridiculous in all the best ways. The Tesla Mobile Resort Hotel is basically a giant electric Mars rover that doubles as a luxury resort. The rover will be divided into 3 separate zones. One will feature amenities like the pool, the casino, the gym, and the entertainment areas. Then there are the rotating vehicles that will have guided tours through the best locales Mars has to offer. Then you'll go back to your room in the habitat area while the entire hotel drives to the tallest peak on Mars for the perfect view outside your window. There's even a balloon ride you can take from the roof. I've heard Elon talk a lot about what life on Mars will be like, but he's never made it sound quite this lit. If we're talking about the future, that means we've got to have robots, right? Well, FlyZoo Hotel looks to make all of your future robot dreams come true with a fully automated staff. The 290-room Chinese hotel was designed by the Alibaba company as a full-scale rollout of their amazing AI and how they can revolutionize the tourism industry. The entire experience starts on your phone. You download the hotel's app and you can skip the front desk altogether. It allows you to pick out your room and your floor with ease. Then you use facial recognition software in your phone instead of a keycard to access the elevator, your room, and services in the hotel like the pool or the gym. Then once you get in your room, a special built-in assistant known as the T-Mall Genie will help you with various tasks. Those include operating the television, controlling the room's temperature, giving you the Wi-Fi password, and getting you extra blankets and pillows if you need them. What's even cooler is that a robot will actually deliver them right to your door as well. These cute little robots look like R2-D2s with little iPads on their faces. They will also serve you in the meal areas, and I assume help you shut down the garbage mashers on the detention level if you really need them to. When it comes time to check out, you won't have to worry about lines of other guests waiting by the front desk. No, all you'll have to do is pack up your stuff and leave by the designated time. If you need to leave earlier, all you've got to do is say so on the app. Everything is meant to be as convenient as humanly possible. What's even crazier is the price. For a stay in a futuristic robot hotel, you might have expected a few hundred or even a few $1,000. Nope. You can get rooms for as low as around $60 a night. That's a big bargain for your own R2-D2 waiter. What FlyZoo really seems to be is a great big proof of concept for the future of hotels everywhere. It looks like it's kind of a giant beta test for what every hotel from 5-star stays to the best westerns of the world will be like. Who knows, you might have a robot give you your keys even to a cheap motel room. The future is gonna be wild. So what about a hotel that represents a cool cyberpunk future for gamers? If that sounds cool to you, Atarii has got you covered. They are launching a whole new wave of hotels aimed at gamer culture. The thing that's most striking about this hotel is its design. It has a boxy shape with a huge neon strip running up its center. Honestly, it looks like a giant gaming console. From there, it looks like your imagination can just run wild. Inside, everything from the lobby area to your rooms has a cool sci-fi theme, largely inspired by video games. And boy, are there video games to play. The hotel doubles as a giant arcade. There are all sorts of rumors, ranging from consoles in your rooms to special VR systems to original games and more. What they really want are these hotels to become famous for hosting esports as the popularity of these competitions continues to rise. Perhaps what's most interesting about this hotel is that it's actually set in a fictional universe they created. That would be Syzygy, a cool cyberpunk city where everyone loves street racing and getting into cool sci-fi adventures. The website has a full story that you can scroll through if you want to get a head start on your immersion right now. But it looks like this is setting up as a fully immersive world that you can walk around in. It seems like you'll be able to create your own character in this world, and then potentially play games or do activities that further that character's story. It would basically be like the hotel was your own RPG. Is there anything cooler than that? It's basically like a cyberpunk Westworld. Phoenix, Arizona, and Las Vegas are already actively developing Atarii Hotels with a price of around $150 a night. They were supposed to open in 2022, but it looks like the estimate is going to be blown through. I mean, it wouldn't be a proper video game themed hotel if there wasn't a launch delay, am I right? Mark Zuckerberg has been trying to convince the world that the Metaverse, his virtual world, is going to change the future just as much as Facebook did. Most people, though, seem to not really understand what makes Metaverse better than Dwight Schrute's Second Life from The Office. The folks at Millennium Hotels and Resorts believe that people will want to visit the Metaverse so much that they've already opened a hotel there. Millennium has real-life resorts in locations all over the world, so when it came to designing their virtual location, they merely modeled the design after their in real-life places, only with a few modifications. The Meta Hotel has things like floating staircases and a floating bed. These are definitely not featured in their other properties. Well, not yet anyway. These additions, as well as the monster running the front desk who looks like Sully from Monsters, Inc., showcase what this hotel is all about. In the words of the company itself, the hotel offers imagination beyond the confines of a traditional hotel. Guests can escape into another world and connect with other like-minded individuals. In reality, this hotel is really just a way for them to advertise or launch new products in their virtual space. Still, going to their Meta Hotel is much cheaper than going to one of their real-life locations. The $0 a room price is a lot more affordable than their New York locations, which can go for over $200 a night. I'm sure once you can actually walk around in the Metaverse like it's the Matrix, they'll start charging for those rooms. Those flying beds might be worth $200. It seems like everyone is trying to design hotels in the most hostile environments known to man, like hundreds of miles in the air, the void of deep space, below the ocean, and even Mark Zuckerberg's imagination. So why wouldn't someone design the nicest tourist destination the ice-cold Antarctic has ever seen? White Desert offers an extreme luxury experience in Antarctica that hardcore travelers won't be able to resist. Basically, you take a privately chartered Gulfstream jet out to the harshest environment on Earth. There you'll be greeted by a series of camps that look pretty terrifying on the outside, but on the inside look pretty amazing. These are beautiful rooms with dark wood floors, spacious beds, and of course, plenty of heat. Not only that, but there's an ice lounge where you can chill with other guests and share a drink. Of course, lounge life is not why you go to White Desert. What this service offers is adventure. There are several guided adventure packages that will show you all the best Antarctica has to offer. That includes packages where you can meet emperor penguins, guided bike trips, helicopter tours, submersible trips, summits to Antarctic mountains, and what they call the Greatest Day package. This not only includes a variety of incredible snowy experiences, but a champagne picnic out in the cold. These prices are pretty extreme as well. For just the Greatest Day package, the estimate is around $14,000 per person. Again, that's only for one day in Antarctica. A week there will run you over $100,000 for the premium services. Frankly, this one looks kind of like a much more dangerous version of the Fire Festival for me. The Ice Festival? Is that too on the nose, Ja Rule? As far as an actual hotel that exists today, the gold standard for the underwater room experience is the Atlantis Suite at the Palm, Dubai. This room offers an unbeatable view of the water all around you. Sea life can literally swim right up to your window for an unforgettable experience. That's not even mentioning just how amazing the room itself is, even if it didn't have ocean all around it. Getting this specialized suite will run you a solid $350 a night at least. While this is a 5-star accommodation that you could get right now, some say that it doesn't really count. You see, while it sells itself as a true underwater hotel room, that's a bit of a cheat. That's because the entire room is actually in a giant aquarium, not under the ocean. Still, I mean, it looks cool. Here's to hoping I hit it rich in the near future, because I'm gonna need at least a few $100 million to do all of these vacations in style.